In this episode of SNG Explains, we'll talk about Qosh Tepa Canal of Afghanistan. Imagine a canal stretching nearly 300 kilometers through Afghanistan's trackless deserts, carrying life, giving water to irrigate more than 500,000 hectares of what now is arid land.
This new canal that Taliban has started last year, it's new in terms of the commencement and the speed with which it is going. But this is a very old idea. It started in 1970 with Daud Khan. Then, of course, because of the fighting in Afghanistan, it never took off. And then around the end of President Ghani's time, he restarted this project. And then the US aid also came in and supported the initial feasibility studies, etc.
Starting in Afghanistan's northern Balkh province bordering Uzbekistan, it will draw from the waters of the Amu Darya to turn desert land into fertile farmland. But Uzbekistan is worried that it could end up losing as much as 25% of its share of the Amu Darya at a time when it is already facing water shortage because of climate change. Worse still, the Amu Darya is also drying.
Uzbek has been the biggest user of Amu Darya River. And of course, this along with the northern river called the Sir Darya, they both go and use to empty in Aral Sea, which of course already is dying. There's an intergovernmental organization in the region to look after that because it is creating a lot of climatic and other sort of effects. But Amu Darya was principally used, nearly 50% of the water was used by Uzbekistan from the Soviet times for what is called cotton growing, which is very water intensive. But not only that, even for Turkmenistan, Karakum Canal, which is 1,000 kilometers long, which brings the entire water goes into Turkmenistan and also feeds its capital. And they have already faced water shortages. So for them, it will be a disaster if this project comes through. Now, the question is whether Taliban will have the technical capability to complete this and whether it will be able to fund it. Till now, they have been using domestic resources. I don't think international funding will come for this project, basically because it is going to create or exacerbate regional tensions substantially.
Work on the Qosh Tepa Canal began last year, and reports say 100 kilometers of the canal has already been dug. The Taliban see the canal as an economic opportunity, and while they appear to have given Uzbekistan some assurances, they have refused to sign the UN Convention on Protection and Use of Transboundary Watercourses, which would have given Uzbekistan some guarantees.
I think Uzbekistan reaction till now has been very restrained. There was a visit, I think, 2 months ago, where they raised this issue. They raised the concern, but of course, the statements that were publicly issued were at variance. In a sense that Afghanistan, as an upper riparian, has a right to reasonable and equitable use of water. And Afghanistan, I guess, also feels that it has certain leverages on its neighborhood, especially when it comes to both connectivity, TAPI, as well as regional security.
Uzbekistan has not escalated matters, given that it wants stability on the border with Afghanistan. Much will depend on how far the Taliban is willing to go in accommodating Uzbekistan's concerns. Stay tuned for more such topics. Watch our previous explainers on the channel. We'll be back with a new topic. Till then, keep watching Stat News Global.